What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Forza Milan. Good morning, good evening, good night, good vis, and good ever. Only two words matter right now, and that is Forza Milan. How is everybody doing, guys? I see everybody's already in the chat. Talking a storm, talking about the possibility of Kulusevski joining AC Milan, guys. Definitely something that we are going to talk about today, and really see whether or not this can be a good signing. If it's going to happen, the voices are saying that it's real, guys. We're going to talk about Theo Hernandez's contract. Theo Hernandez, literally, they're saying the reports are saying that he pretty much signed the contract. He pretty much has signed the contract. So we're going to get into those reports. There's a crazy idea about Pobega that is happening that is very interesting, guys. Very interesting idea about Pobega that is about to go down. We're going to see if Pobega might actually come back already in January due to some complications that have arisen. And then, guys, P.Maldini's contract is about to expire this June, I found out. And there are some people that don't want him to renew. Crazy. There are some people that don't want him to renew. So I don't know if we're going to find this today here in any of these reports that Maldini's contract is going to expire. I saw this from a different source. All right, guys. First of all, what's up? Let me say hi to the chat. Carlo Moretti in the house. Paul KB, Skillard. Everybody is here, guys. Everybody is here. So let's get straight into it. And let's see what's going on with Theo Hernandez, guys. Theo Hernandez has signed. So key words here: has signed a new deal to commit long-term future to Milan. The details. AC Milan are very close to announcing the extension of Theo Hernandez's contract as the fullback has penned the deal. So they are saying. Deal done, a report claims. According to the latest from Anto Vitiello, who is a journalist some people say is reliable, the announcements of the news is very close as Milan have locked up the long-term future, one of the best fullbacks in Europe. Score! He adds that Theo has signed an extension until 2026 with a pay rise up to around 4 million net per season with bonuses, which that means we can give him a third contract. Score, hat trick. This is a hat trick move right here. Boom, boom, boom. 3-0, guys. Hat trick. Not only we have secured what is probably the best fullback in Europe until 2026, but there is room there for a third contract. We're going to keep this player for his whole career at AC Milan, guys. This player is going to be his whole career at AC Milan. Hat trick from the management. Despite the interest from other top European clubs, Theo has made the choice to stay at Milan, the club that have given him confidence and where he found in Paolo Maldini as a guide and a friend. Wow, amazing. And people even want to insinuate. I can't believe people right now are even thinking about not renewing Maldini. Anyway, he arrived from Real Madrid and signed a contract until 2024, but will renew his deal until 2026 with the hope of becoming the best in the world in his position and continuing to ensure he is a starter for France while also winning titles with the RossonARI. Mamma mia, ragazzi. This is a hat trick. But it needs to, we got to see the official news from the website. But this is a hat trick deal. Okay, I'm going to repeat that one more time. First of all, we got to see if this is 100% true. But it looks like it is. With Theo Hernandez, AC Milan has secured what is probably the best fullback. We are going to make him the best fullback in all of football. In all of football, we have secured the number one left back in the world for the rest of his career at AC Milan. Boom. Boom. Booyakasha. I call that a hat trick. Man. Holy crap. That is big. Okay, so now these are the players that Maldini signed, right? Because Maldini knows football. Maldini understands the spirit of football and he understands the spirit of Milan. And when he presents himself to these players, those players see it, they feel it, they get it, they understand what responsibilities they must have. So that key moment when the management meet the player for the first time is a key moment that let's see, maybe the other players didn't have, but also the contracts of other players weren't set up properly. I don't know. It's very difficult to understand what how to really put this together, but um Theo Hernandez is one of the players that is part of the Maldini era, right? The Maldini era. The players like Kessi, that's not Maldini era. Romagnoli, Romagnoli. We gave him a contract that it just doesn't make any sense, guys. Romagnoli has a contract that now he's 27. The kid, the poor, I mean poor in quotation. What is he going to do? He has the opportunity to go for his last contract of his career, big one, probably with Juve or with another team, or bring it down to Milan. Guys, this is a difficult decision. This is bad management. The previous management, the way they negotiated their contracts, the way they did everything, the way they were trying to build the team was a mess. It was just a complete mess. So we need to clean that up. We're cleaning that up, and we're starting to see the players, the long-term projects of the players that Maldini bought. So we're starting to see the fruit of the club finally. We're starting to see the fruit of these people that are working there right now: Massara, Maldini, Gazidis, etc., etc., etc. So this one here, guys, is a world-class operation that we just did. We just did one of the best operations in world of football today. Milan is back. This today, you could arguably say that Milan puts this Milan back in the elite of football. This deal here is a deal that only a team that aspires to win the Champions League could make. Now, a lot of people don't believe that now because, again, you have to see beyond your nose. You have to look at what's on the other fence too. And beyond that, you got to see what's beyond the horizon, right? Because the horizon, you can't see what's beyond the horizon, but the more you move forward, it starts to reveal itself. It starts to reveal itself. And as it starts to reveal itself, you can start to anticipate. You can start to anticipate what the project is, what the idea is. And we're starting to see it. We're starting to see it. It's starting to come to fruition. It's a beautiful project, guys. It's a beautiful project. And right now, the Milan fans are just not understanding the difference between Juve and Milan, and also Inter and Milan, but in particular, the difference between Juve and Milan. Okay, guys, Juventus is 10 or 11 Champions Leagues in. Okay, that's a big number. Juventus have done the Champions League for 10, 11 times in a row. And they even had a moment in which they could have won it twice, right? They had a moment, a peak. So Juventus is a whole different universe. Milan is one Champions League in deep, 1 to 11. And people are not seeing this comparison. They don't understand it. They think that Milan needs to be right now where Juve is and get Vlahovic and do this and do that. But numbers matter in football. Numbers matter in football. Numbers matter. Numbers are don't lie. Once you are 11 Champions League deep in, you almost won it twice, and continuing to be in the Champions League is what allowed you to get Cristiano Ronaldo, and you have your own stadium. That's a complete different story. Milan is a baby in comparison to that. But the question is, why doesn't people understand this? Why can't they see why can't they see how this baby is being nursed? Right? They can't see how this baby is being nursed and how it's being grown into a child, into a teenager, into an adult, into a man. Right? It's when we are going to be 11 Champions Leagues deep in with our own stadium. Yeah, Cristiano Ronaldo is going to be coming to Milan, guys, not to Juventus. So, or whoever that Cristiano Ronaldo is going to be. People just need to understand these comparisons, and they need to understand the reality of the matter. The reality of the matter. And just there's so much. There's so much. Champions League. There's so much compulsive panic and compulsive screaming. We want it now. We want it now. But this and guys, and this we want it now. We want it now. We want it now is actually causing a problem. Which I heard today for the first time. Paolo Maldini's contract is about to expire in June. There is a portion of the AC Milan fans that they don't want Maldini. They don't want. They think Maldini thinks too small. They think that Maldini is not good enough. So do you understand how bad it is to not just accept and understand where Milan is, and that the reason why there's trust that this club can grow into a great football club is because Maldini is there, and it's just the beginning of his journey, guys. He's just done 10 miles out of 1,000 that he needs to complete. He just did his first 10 or 50 miles. He still has 950 miles left to go, So it's very interesting. It is very interesting that I heard this today for the first time. Paolo Maldini's contract about to expire in June. So now Gazidis and the management have to decide whether or not to re-sign Maldini or to go on. Now, let's be clear. Let's send out a message right now. Let's send out a message. You re-sign Maldini, period. You don't even think about it. You should already have the contract ready for him right now. Okay, you guys don't even need to go into a meeting to discuss. You should already know. They should already know that they're not even going to have a meeting about this. The board of directors, the CEOs, the shareholders, everybody, they should already know exactly what the deal is. That the only possibility that these guys have to make this club become success is Paolo Maldini, period, because he's the one that understands the Milan spirit. Not the shareholders, not Gazidis, not this one. It's him. He is the key. He is the keystone. So let's see where this story goes. I really, if this is going to be a test, this is going to be a test for the Milan fans today. Because Maldini's contract, if this story is true, Maldini's contract is about to expire in June from a source that I think is quite reliable and serious. And already there's people discussing it. I want to see what the Twitter world is going to say, and the Twitter and the social media and the rest of the world. I really want to see how they're going to treat Maldini. Whether they're going to be thankful for his work or they're going to be angry. You didn't bring me Vlahovic. You didn't bring me this guy. You didn't bring me the Champions League. This is going to be a test. It's going to be a test to see how intelligent the amazing Milan fans are, pretty much. Because in Italy, there's way too much panic about Milan. Way too much panic. And there's like a sense of devastation. There's a sense of apocalypse, dystopia. Mamma mia, ragazzi. Roy, ask the fans to comment to Milan channel Maldini Forever, so something similar. Yes, guys. When this happens, when the Maldini contract, thing really comes into the news, we'll see if this is going to come into the news. Everybody needs to go on social media, hashtag sign Maldini, re-sign Maldini, blah, blah, Maldini for life, because this can be, guys. This is where we, the fans, really need to get in, and we need to have an influence on the club. Okay? Not Donnarumma, whatever, but Maldini, that guy is a keystone. So the club, if there's even discussion of not resigning Maldini, the Curva Sud needs to be around Casa Milan, 20 around the building, and they need to give us a bitty damn fucking good reason why not to resign him. Okay. Anyway, guys, that was absolutely insane. Let's move on. let's move on. Let's move on. Insane stuff, guys. Let's talk about Pobega and what the situation is with Pobega. Um, so there's this. Now, I don't know if Sempre Milan wrote about it, but a very interesting dilemma came about regarding Pobega and also the media messaging about him. So basically, the situation with Pobega is this: that have made it clear. Milan have made it clear. Grande Carlo, that's right. Milan have made it clear that they want to bring back Pobega, right? So this poses a problem. The problem is that Torino, at this point, is not going to exploit Pobega. They're going to put him on the bench because they're going. What are they going to do instead? Juric is not an idiot. Juric is not an idiot. So it's like, look, listen. Juric said that Pobega was a player that he needed to have every single game. He needed to have every single game. And all of a sudden, Maldini, this January transfer market, us, the fans, are saying, no, Pobega is not going anywhere, guys. He's not going anywhere. We got to see what this kid is worth. We got to see him, right? This is how the club feels about him, too. This is how the journalists feel about him. The whole messaging around Pobega is we want to see this player in a red and black shirt. So now Torino have put him on the bench and they've brought in Mandrogara, whatever his name is, an every-time midfielder. So they have abandoned the Pobega idea because they know they're not going to get him. And they're going to have play instead players that are going to be guarantees for them for the upcoming future, which, guys, is not a piece of shit move. It's a move that, to me, makes complete sense. It makes complete... Give him Krunic. It makes complete sense. So now this poses a problem. You know, what good does it do to have Pobega at the bench in Torino? If he's going to be in the bench at Torino, he might as well be in the bench at Milan then. Because against Sampdoria, he played 1 minute. Against this other team, he played again 10 minutes. Then against this other team, he plays 5 minutes. If these are the kind of minutes that Juric is going to give him, we might as well have him at Milan and have another player, right? We need to have different solutions, right? Defensive solutions. Essentially, there needs to come a time where probably we will need 3 muscular midfielders in the middle that can beat. That's a solution that you can have. You know, you can have different kind of solutions to beat your opponents. Sometimes having Pobega could work. We have Lazetic, another youngster. I mean, maybe Pobega is going to surprise us and he's going to take the spot out of Bakayoko, and then all of a sudden, you know, the deal with Chelsea and Bakayoko falls. So Pobega is an idea that could kind of come out of nowhere and be an added strength to AC Milan coming this January. So we got to see. We got to see what's going to happen with that, and we got to see whether or not we think Pobega is actually a player that would have a positive impact. I mean, guys, what do you think? Actually, let me ask you guys. What do you guys think in the chat? Would you be happy to see Pobega come back right now because of this situation? Keep in mind the situation. Torino is like, look, I know you're not going to give us Pobega anymore, so we're just going to bench him. We're going to bench him and we're going to develop our own players. So what do you think? Should we bring him back? I would let Kessie go for 15, 12 million, bring back Pobega if that option were on the table. And actually, another thing that you brought up here is Kessie. Okay. Kessie is injured. We don't know what the extension of his injury is. We don't know what the extension of the injury is. It could be quite bad. We don't know. Apparently it was a bad movement, something like that, and he felt some kind of thing. Yeah. We don't know yet. I know he's being flown back to Milano and he is going to have a test. That's what I read. So all right. So yes, Carlo Moretti, hell yeah, get Pobega, bring back Pobega and bench Kessie. I would terminate Kessie right now and bring Pobega back. We're done with Kessie. Don't need him. Got you. Well, anyway, keep on talking about Kessie. Kessie right now is injured. Let's see what the extension. If let's say his injury is a bad injury, guys, maybe like he's a month out, then Pobega is probably going to come to Milan for sure. Kessie injury himself thinking of all the money he'll earn at Barca. So the Barcelona thing, people are saying it's true. I don't know, guys. We're gonna see. We're gonna see whether or not this Barcelona is true. Anyway, let me. I was trying. Okay, two renewals. I think it was this one here. Uh, okay. AC Milan know that they must make some adjustments to the midfield department ahead of next season, and they have a clear strategy in mind. Um, Everything will be built around Sandro Tonali, so I think we can agree with that. Whose growth has been exponential this season. He should actually sign a renewal with Milan, having reduced his salary from 1.6 to 1.2 net over the summer to stay with RossonARI. And in the coming weeks, there will be negotiations about extending his deal until 2027. Guys, this is another one. This is another one. This is another one, guys. Tonali is I dare to say this, but Tonali could be Italy's best midfielder in the future. He could be the best one Italy produces. I think it's Tonali, but I don't know. I don't know yet. I got to see the other players, but we have pretty much the next. I don't know what you want to call it, and I don't know what you want to categorize him, but the next big Italian midfielder is there, and we only have him at 1.6. So we can do four. No, we can do one renewal, another one, and another one. So we can give him 3 more renewals to this player as far as wage development. Then Ismail Benacer should also sign an extension. Another player, guys. His contract is currently set to expire in 2024, but the Algerian will get a rise up to 2.53 million per season, currently receiving 1 million, and will extend until 2026. Well, that also gives him a chance to do another contract. I wonder what his clause will be, because right now he has a clause of 50 million. So anybody could swoop in and pay 50 million. Then if the player chooses to go and accept the contract, we don't have any say. This would be a great renewal also. Yeah. Tonali Benacer are lock-ins. Okay, this is good messaging, guys. Better than what we've heard about other players. Juan Tommaso Pobega should also be part of the midfield moving forward, as he will return to the Rossoneri after his loan at Ivan Juric Torino. The department will then be completed by a big name, and P.Maldini ideas to focus on Renato Sanchez, with talks underway with his George Mendes. Guys, you know what? How crazy it would be if Milan get to sign Kessie, keep Kessie, and sign Renato Sanchez? Bruh. Man, that would be a team and a half, guys. That would be a crazy good team. That midfield would be too good for anybody. Tonali, Sanchez, Kessie, Benacer. Forget about it, guys. Forget about it. Come on, Maldini, make it happen. The former Bayern Munich and Benfica player is expected to take the spot of Frank Kessie, who will not renew his contract unless there are surprises. Regarding Timo Bakayoko, he arrived on loan for 2 seasons from Chelsea, but he could ask to leave if he realizes that he is the last choice in the pecking order. Okay, so Bakayoko has 2 years. Guys, I think that Bakayoko actually brings a lot of quality to the team, and he brings a lot of solid play to the team. Bakayoko is a player that I believe is very valuable to our system, and he's a good player that is like your number 3 guy, your number 4 guy. Sometimes he's your number 2. Sometimes, rarely, he's your number 1 guy. But these kind of players that are in and out of the bench, I would say Bakayoko is a really good player for that kind of standard. I only have any Sanchez if he's attacking mid. Sanchez can play attacking mid for sure. But guys, watch out for Sanchez attacking mid, okay? Don't expect Sanchez being like Messi as an attacking mid. Sanchez is a player that plays football. He's more of a football player, not a finisher. Okay, not a finisher. I think the sense I'm getting is that when you guys talk about number 10s, you're talking about number 10s that are finishers. Yeah, so don't that's not Sanchez. That's not Sanchez. Sanchez is not a number 10 that is a finisher. Sanchez is a number 10 that would play football. But Roy, surely you have to let Baka leave to make room for Pobega and Ali. So yeah, guys, if I have Ali, yeah, Bakayoko would probably have to go. Yeah, for sure. Ali, guys, another player that we were watching the other day, and this guy is making headlines right now. Captain of the team, assist, goals. So now his talent is starting to show. He has leadership qualities because he's being deemed the leader of this team. Guys, this is another great operation from Maldini and Co. Maldini and Co. Guys, another great operation. Roy, know when to pass and know when to release the ball, not just finishing. Okay, guys, don't. I mean, Sanchez can do all of that, but Sanchez is not going to get many assists and goals and this. But don't elude yourself, guys. Sanchez is not that kind of player. Guys, don't forget we need to get rid of Krunic too. Krunic, guys. Let's see what happens with Krunic this summer. This summer is going to be so interesting because I don't think Ibra is renewing, guys. I honestly don't think Ibra is renewing. And if Ibra is not renewing, then, guys, that's a whole different kind of summer. We're talking about a summer in which we need to make a huge replacement. Whether we make that replacement as the center forward or in another position, I don't know. But if Ibra is not renewing, you have a big chunk of money that you can use on wages, and that's going to the market is going to be a complete different story. So the market in the summer is going to be incredible. I kind of also feel that they're going to ask him to renew, though. I hope Milan comes out and confirms that they're in talks with Belotti. If not, I really think we should get Berardi or Scamacca. Scamacca, I don't think is possible. I don't think Scamacca is possible. Scamacca costs way too much. Belotti is possible because it's a free and the player wants to come to Milan. So that's a fairly easy operation. Berardi, difficult operation, but more possible than Scamacca. Milan cannot compete for Scamacca right now if the clubs are asking for 40 million. I mean, Sassuolo was asking Juventus and Inter 45 million for Scamacca. Milan would never, ever nobody would fucking pay 45 million for Scamacca. No way. That is just that's Vlahovic's real price. Vlahovic's real price is 45 million, not 60, 70 million. That 60, 70 million is just to secure him, and that's it. But his real value is probably somewhere around 40. Scamacca is not that. Scamacca's value is probably 20, 25, something like that. Juventus has offered Kulusevski to AC Milan, but at the moment there are not the conditions for negotiation. The Bianconeri want a paid loan, 18 months, with obligation to buy via Antonio Vitiello. Okay. Krunic lives rent-free in Skiller's head. Zlatan has to renew. He's doing two jobs as a player coach. And that's a good argument, Hans, to be honest with you. Like, it's Zlatan's psychological impact on the team is almost more important than the impact he has on the field. You could argue that. You could literally argue that it is more important Zlatan's presence than him actually playing football, because his presence puts everybody on their toes. He is the alpha of alphas. Everybody are on their toes. Everybody, like, make sure they don't fuck up because they don't want to get on the bad side of Ibra. So that kind of personality, that kind of respect he gets, and that kind of and what he teaches and how he teaches those players how to be is very important. Very important. Roy Ibra is not getting much this year based on his contract since it's based on playing time. Okay, true. I think that is actually a good point. I think there are stipulations based on playing time, based on bonuses. With bonuses, Milan, Ibra. So we have to be careful when we talk about. Same thing with Romagnoli. We have to be careful when we talk about these contracts. So with bonuses, Ibra is getting 7 million, but he has to meet those bonuses. Make Zlatan in charge of renewals; he'll get everyone to sign. And a question I've asked myself is: would Zlatan be a good person to have in the management? I don't know. I honestly can't. I don't know. I don't see that. I honestly don't see that. I think I have an impression that Zlatan would be way too impulsive and way too difficult to barter with. I think Maldini is very makes it things very simple, and I think that's why he had trouble with Gattuso, because when it comes to communication, Gattuso is very difficult to work with. Right? Gattuso is just in your face, and he's high emotions, energy, 100 per hour. Maldini needed someone like Giampaolo, someone that is relaxed, someone that you can talk to, someone that you can, that you can have a nice conversation with the birds chirping in the background. With Gattuso is barking at you, right? And Pioli is just like that. Is like kind of like Giampaolo. He's this kind of coach that is easy, he's easygoing. He doesn't make any fuss about anything. Low level energy, right? Low energy, but he's got this zen about him. All right, Roy, I've seen the Milan behind the scenes, and it seems like Ibra doesn't get along with our players. And in tomorrow's interview, he was speaking really about him. Maybe I'm just overthinking. In tomorrow's interview, I do not know. I did hear Tomori talk about Ibrahimovic. I saw an interview with Tomori talk about Ibrahimovic. I mean, he was saying very positive things about Ibra. Kaká, yes, Kaká is the kind of person that I think would fit in this kind of management. 100% agree. 100% agree. And he is that kind of individual that can kind of be level-headed with how I think Maldini and I guess Gazidis. Also, Gazidis is a guy that is very chill, very relaxed. If you see in his interviews, yeah, that's a good one, Kaká. All right, guys, look at this one. I like the title of this one right here. I like the title of this one right here. Milan working on closing Magnan-style operation for Botman. Optimism over 30 million deal. Okay. I like this. AC Milan are working hard to try and ensure that Sven Botman joins from Lille ahead of next season, according to a report. Milan tried to sign Botman during the current January transfer window, but Lille did not want to sell, though Paolo Maldini and Ricky Massara are now working to make sure they do not miss out on the Dutchman. Milan News are reporting that Botman has always been the number one target, but the French club requested very high amounts to let the player leave in January. The RossonARI strategy has evolved, and there is a certain optimism that they can get a deal done ahead of the summer. Wow. Milan already have an agreement with the player who is happy to join ahead of 2023. Milan already have an agreement with the player. We have read this in other times as well. And I don't know if it's true or not, guys. These journalists, you just don't know. Sometimes sometimes they get sources that are fake, and as the sources moves on to the next person, they get faker and faker and faker, and then they just end up in the stratosphere of media. So it's very hard to really. You gotta be smart about it. You gotta be smart about it. Milan already have an agreement with the player. That's what they're saying. Not only that, but it seems that negotiations with Lille are proceeding well. The operation should cost a total of 30 million, and it would be a Magnan-esque operation from Milan, moving ahead of time so they know they will have Botman available in the summer. Yeah, That's a great operation. If they can make that happen, great operation. Fantastic operation. And this is the thing that also, if you look at the strategy of the transfer market, look at how they have developed the team, and when they had that money, they used it to patch up, right? To get player here, player there. They did an operation in the winter, then they paid it in the summer. Tomori, Tonali, especially come to mind. Now we have Florenzi here, a player that we can add. I mean, having Florenzi in Calabria right now, you have a high level right back. You have the best full left back in the world, and then on the other side you have Calabria and Florenzi. That's high level there. Possibly, if they show it on the pitch, world class. Defense, you have Tomori, legend. You have Kalulu, 400k, Kalulu, a player that came from the Primavera of Lyon today. Kalulu playing. Kalulu today not allowing Juventus to take a shot on goal. Damn it! Are you hearing this? Today, the player that Milan spent 400, the player that fucking Maldini and Moncada, another guy, Moncada, really good, really great at what he does. They spent 400k on Kalulu, brought him to Milan. That player today did not allow Juventus to take a shot on goal. Okay, so these people that are even questioning Maldini's work, I don't even know what to tell them. But anyway, so you have Tomori, you have Kalulu, Romagnoli probably leaving. I think he will leave, and I don't blame him because of the contract situation. Kjaer, they still are pointing on Kjaer. They're still the messaging coming out right now is that they believe in Kjaer, and I think believing in Kjaer is correct, because Kjaer is a great personality. Another person that could work very well in the management. Very, very, very smart guy, very balanced, but on the field, a warrior with class. So Kjaer there. Then you need, who am I missing? Well, then you need your replacement. You need Botman. You need your replacement. Botman would be the player that replaces Romagnoli. And then you have Gabbia that could go on loan and be replaced with a player like an under 21, like they're looking for, this German kid, the German kid here, under 21, a player, the English kid there, I can't remember their names, under 21s. So you could replace Gabbia with an under 21, let him be the fifth, and Gabbia can go on loan and do maybe a season. But we got to watch out for these loans. These loans are very tricky. Because let me tell you why. Because exactly what we're seeing with Pobega, you have to incentivize the squad that you're giving your player on loan to play him and to develop him for you. There has to be some kind of deal. And I would say that if we send out Gabbia on loan, it is just for him to get minutes, nothing else, not to give him away. Gabbia is an under 21 Italian, right? And he could be one of the best Italian defenders in the future with Bastoni. It could be him or not, who knows? So yeah, the Botman operation probably just needs to happen, and Milan has the funds to do that. Milan has the 30 million. Because right now Milan has what, maybe 80 million to spend on the market. They probably have 80, 90 million. With 80 and 90 million on the market, guys, we don't need to. Who are we paying for now? Florenzi, a few million. Bakayoko, a few million. In 2 years, in another year, it'll be Diaz, 20 million. So you still have 70 million to spend. Messias, if we get him, it's a few millions. So you still have a boatload. Right now, Milan is going to have a boatload of money to spend on players that are realistic. Players that are realistic, guys. Not players that are unrealistic. We're not there just yet. But players that are realistic. Like, you can get a Botman for 30 million. You can get a Sanchez for 30, 25. Okay. And then you can get maybe one more for another 30. But then that's it. You're done. Then everything else you use for wages. So Belotti can be your fourth guy that comes in. So you can buy 3 players that are around 30 million, right? And then bring in Belotti for free. You have 4 players. You could potentially the team potentially could have Botman, Sanchez, Belotti, and Berardi, right, or something like that, or a great right winger, but Belotti is the guy that is for free, or another striker because we don't know what Giroud is doing. So you could get two strikers, Belotti and someone else. You could end up with four high-level players next year. We could end up with four high-level players next year that are not loans, but are players that are going to come as Milan players. So complete different story when that happens. And that is going to be another, let's say, step in this journey towards the top. It's I mean, this is what logic is saying should happen. I don't see it happen any other way, but we'll see. All right, Skillard, I don't know. Galliani don't cover himself in glory there either. Pirlo should have finished his career at us. He was pure class, but I understand the hates. I'm totally on the Pirlo side of things. Totally on the Pirlo side of things, guys, when it comes to that argument. Some people are saying we should play Tomori, Bowman, Kalulu next year in a 3-defender formation. I mean, that's an option that you can have. Because Kalulu, right? What did Pioli say about Kalulu? He said that Kalulu's best for a position is actually the third in a defensive of three, right? Third, right. So center back in a defensive three, and Tomori in the middle is great. Botman in the middle, I don't know. I honestly I can't comment because I don't know how Botman plays. But I do believe that if Maldini, not anybody else, if Maldini thinks that Botman is worth 30 million, then I trust him. But I haven't seen Botman play, guys, so I don't know what kind of football he brings. I mean, I can see Kjaer in the middle of that, to be honest with you. Kjaer, because in that middle, you need a player that has an idea of distribution, tempo, somewhat of a defensive playmaker. I don't know if Botman is that kind of player in the middle. Actually, I don't think he is. Tomori could be. Kalulu could be. The best one we have is still Kjaer to do that position in the middle. Next year in the 3-defender 3. I really like that we loan players and they come back to us with big improvements. And with the eye we have for young talent, it's the best formula in my opinion. I totally agree. It was Milan's fault, not Pirlo, regarding... Yeah, well, look, basically what happened there was that Pirlo had reached an age of, I think, 32, I believe. He was 32, which footballing-wise is still young because at 32, you're kicking ass. At 32, you have the experience and you're physically strong. You're strong. At 32 sometimes you're the strongest at around that age. So, Milan's policy was once you reach a certain age, we don't give contracts of a certain, like top player contracts. So basically, that was it. There was nothing else to it. It was a Milan policy that Pirlo didn't agree on, and he shouldn't have. He should have. Pirlo was a top player. He was still a top player, and he should have He should have been treated like a top player. It was Milan's fault. Bowman in the middle. Then he seems comfortable with the ball. Okay, I have not seen him play. What I have seen from Botman is more of a guy that slide tackles and he uses his body to take the ball. So he's an aggressive player, but playmaking is a whole different story. That's a whole different kind of game. So I got to see before. If you think he can play make from the back, all right, let's see. They have chosen Van Bommel over, and they chose Van Bommel. Van Bommel, by the way, that season was perfect. Van Bommel is a perfect player for Allegri. That kind of player. Just no bullshit. All work, no bullshit. Okay? Today we put our boots on and we fucking go to work like motherfuckers, no bullshit. That's the kind of player that was perfect for Allegri. So Pirlo, this kind of classy guy, elegant, blah, blah, blah. Doesn't work for him. All right, let's move on, guys. Let's move on. Kulusevski. Let's talk about Kulusevski. What's going on in the Kulusevski situation? Do we think that Kulusevski should come to Milan, first of all? That is the first question to ask. Should Kulusevski come to Milan? I do not know. I do not know. I'm not so enamored with this Tutto Sport for okay. All right, so let's open the Kulusevski parentheses and let's see what this is all about. Juventus for Dejan Kulusevski has been offered to AC Milan as he risks seeing his playing time substantially cut, according to a report. With the arrival of Dusan Vlahovic from Fiorentina and the possibility that Alvaro Morata also remains with Juve, the opportunities for Kulusevski risk being even further reduced, according to his morning edition newspaper, Tutto Sport. Tutto Sport is... Guys, watch out for Tutto Sport, okay? Tutto Sport in Italy is the number one when it comes to just irresponsible journalism. So watch out for Tutto Sport. Juventus have not shut the door to the idea of a departure for the Swede, even via a loan deal. And through intermediaries, the former Parma star has also been offered to Milan. The RossonARI may well be in the market for attacking reinforcements, given Samu Castillo could leave between now and the transfer window closing, which would free up a spot in the forward department. So Castillo out, Kulusevski in, not bad. Kulusevski has largely disappointed since his big money 44 million move. Guys, watch out for these prices. 44 million. Kulusevski was never a 44 million player. Never. Kulusevski, like Scamacca, who they say is 44 million. Kulusevski was maybe 25, 20 million. All right. Parma via 9 goals, 10 assists, and 74 games for the Bianconeri, but of his League 20 appearances this season, for example, the vast majority have been off the bench. His numbers aren't great either. Kulusevski obviously would be an improvement to Castillo, I would say yes, even though I do think Castillo brings to the team something that is very important in the locker room and in the training department. He seems to not suffer onto the players, the fact that he's not playing. He seems to still be with the team, fight with the team. And he doesn't, we've seen who Castillo is. We don't need to talk about Castillo. He's shown us who he is. Castillo is an excellent, exquisite person that loves the club and respects the club. And he's getting a really good salary. He's having a good life right now. It seems very condescending by Juventus to offer us Kulusevski. Oh, you can't get Vlahovic for Milan. Take our player we don't use instead. Juve merda. I'm not a huge fan of Kulusevski, to be honest with you guys. But of course, it would be a great solution to have. A great solution to have. Kulu was 35 million add-on bonus made to 44 million. It'd be would he be better than Messias? Maybe it'd be better than Messias. You could use him in a different role too. He can't do nowhere near what Salamakers does. Like nowhere near. When it comes to working and work rate, Kulusevski, at least from what I saw at Juve, is almost inexistent. So if he is to be deployed in an attacking formation, it'd be an attacking formation where all he has to do is try and attack. But at least, I mean, the work rate that I've seen from him is very poor. And he's got a good left foot. He can curve the ball, and he kind of has the similar goal he goes to a lot. Very similar, curve the ball into the far corner, into the far post. He can hold the ball. He can hold the ball in tight spaces. He did it with AC Milan. He did it against us when he in the box. He's very ruthless actually when it comes to the close space game. The close space game, he does have some switches and some cuts that are very, very sharp and can catch you off guard. And he did that against us. Is he worth the money? No. 100% no. Is he going to become a superstar? At Milan, probably yes, because Milan obviously knows how to create superstars. Is he going to have less pressure at Milan than at Juve? Yes. So there are pros that could help us grow him. Am I a big fan of the player? No, I'm not. Kulu was 35. Okay, Norway, Juve are Norway Juve are in a position to sell him for a loss. Oh, no way, Juve. Juve need funds and need to sell Maldini and need to sell. Maldini make the call per favore. So Paul is very in favor of Kulusevski. Kulu is better than Diaz, Messias, etc. Kulusevski is not better than Diaz. No way. No way. Better than Messias? I don't know. The thing about Messias is that Messias has his mindset. He's such like his brain is very special. Messias has a very special brain, and I think there's a lot of value in Messias. I think also the work of sacrifice that Messias does is something that maybe you're taking for granted, to be honest. Let's not take for granted the work that these players, the work of sacrifice. If you would ask me who has a better work rate, I would say Messias. Messias has a better work rate than Kulusevski. Messias has a better mindset, a better out view, has a better attitude towards football than Kulusevski, the way he plays. Kulusevski is a player that you can develop, that he can score a few goals for you. He can keep the ball really well for you. But when things get tough, is he there fighting? Is he there fighting for you? He's not doing it with Allegri, because if he was doing, that's what Allegri wants. Allegri only wants fighters. He doesn't give a shit about how you play football. So if Allegri is saying, look, we don't want Kulusevski because he doesn't have any personality. So what? We want a player that doesn't have any he doesn't have a personality to play at Juve. Zlatan could, yeah. I believe that. I believe that Maldini could also, to be honest with you. Zlatan will bang Kulu into shape. Come on, Roy. I also believe, no, I truly believe that any player that today comes at Milan, any single player, any player at Milan, he would improve, he would get better. Because right now, Milan is an extremely healthy organism, football organism. So any seed would grow in the Milanello pitches. That's a 10 goals and assist player right there. Well, for 40 million? Hell no. Bruh. Are you crazy? You would pay 40 million for 10 goals? 40 million, you bring me 25 goals, guys. 40 million. 40 million, I want 25 goals. Minimum. This player, if he was worth 15 million, or if he was worth 20 million, I'd think about it. He could bring you maybe, yeah, between assist and goals, he can get to 15, close to 15. So maybe around 15. He's worth around 15. But if I pay you 40, bruh, you need to bring me 25 goals. Come on. Ciao, Saif. How are you doing? Am I the only one that excited about Clues? Is not. Oh, you're not that excited. Never am I. But I do see the pros. There are pros. There are pros. And if you want to argue those pros, write it down. Messias is a great player, but his decision making usually is something to be desired at attacking end. And guys, do you think that Kulusevski's this decision making is going to be any better than Messias's? I don't think so, guys. Messias's numbers are way better than Kulusevski this year. Way better. Messias is a great player, but we should revisit this idea over the summer when Juve is desperate. Guys, we got to watch out for Kulusevski. Kulusevski can be like a Trojan horse. Trojan horse. I mean, what a genius way would it be for Milanello, for Juventus, to outload 44 million for a player that they deem doesn't have personality. And here we are, 44 million less in the bank with a player that Salamakers beats him in training, and Salamakers ends up playing in front of him during the weekend. I am not convinced, guys. Messias is basically settled with end product. I'm also in my opinion. Also, Roy, if Kulu was playing with us, he'd have better numbers easily. I mean, okay, listen, you can't disagree with that, Paul, because in Allegri's system of football, Kulusevski would never get any good numbers. Salamakers would get good numbers in Allegri's ways of playing. But this is the question, guys. It really comes down to personality, and it comes down to the fighting spirit. Like, there's a reason why there are players. You can go on the beaches of Ipanema, and there's a million central defensive midfielders with better feet than Gattuso. There's a million better strikers with better feet than Inzaghi, with better feet than I don't know, Haaland. You have athletes that are twice as much as not twice, but can run faster than any football player, that has more agility, more speed. At the end of the day, it's what in between your ears that counts, right? And what's in your chest. I argue, and I'm going to pose this. I argue that Salamakers would show more personality than Kulusevski, and Salamakers would still win the battle against Kulusevski, and Salamakers would be starting instead of Kulusevski, and Kulusevski would come in as a sub. I honestly believe that. Now, of course, I could be completely wrong, guys. This is just an opinion. Everybody here, when it comes to these players, is just opinion. We're just putting numbers together. We're just trying to connect the dots and nothing else. I respect everybody's opinion. But if some of you guys believe that Kulusevski would be a great addition, do you guys think that 40 million or 33 or even 35 million would justify? Would you? My question is this. I'm going to put it in the poll. I'm going to change the question in the poll. Would you want Kulusevski to Milan? 71% said yes. 28% said no. But let me pose this question this way, because I think perspective changes. How much do you think Kulusevski is worth? And well, we know how much is worth. The question is, would you pay 35 to 44 million for Kulu? And remember, this is money that is going outside of the bank for a player that Juve wants to offload onto us. I really want to see what people think, because that's something to consider. Kulusevski is 25 million max, 25 top, 25 million to max. Kulusevski is just better of nothing, amigo. What? How many money for Kulu? So we're going to let this poll cook here for a little bit. And that's the question. So, does Juventus want to give us this player as an obligation? Obligation means that I am obligated to buy him after the loan is done. This is a very delicate operation, guys. Very delicate operation. 35 to 40 million is someone like Berardi, right? Berardi can bring you those kind of numbers. Berardi would be a fucking great signing. I spend just 1 million for Kulu. Paid loan for 18 months with obligation to buy is what report says. Paid loan for 18 months with obligation to buy. So you're paying him a season. I mean, you're not paying. You're probably what? I mean, in the end, that's how much money you're losing. But you're probably not paying that in one settlement. It's a continuous settlements, whatever. If Gozin costs 22 million, guys, by the way, Inter just got Gozins for 25 million. I think that Gozins is 5 times more valuable than Kulusevski. So let's be very careful with how this Kulusevski goes. Kulusevski is the kind of thing that I think Mirabelli and Fassone would have said yes to right away. And right now we would be in a big shit. It really depends on how this deal is. If there's no obligation, sure, bring him to us. Whatever. We don't have Castillo. We're going to have him take that spot, and we're going to have a lot of quality, because if we compare him to Castillo, that's a completely different story. No disrespect to Castillo, of course, but with the obligation to buy, no way. If it's a loan with no obligation to buy, or something like that, then I would say, okay, let me think about it. I'd get Gonzalo Guedes. I'm not sure who he is. Forza Milan, Totti Brotta. Like the video, guys. Thank you. Like the video. Where are we at right now? We need a really good right winger. Yeah, is Kulusevski that right winger? Nicola Victory. It's pretty much installment move. It's a pretty much installment move. We don't have any good right wingers. Guys, I mean, yeah, for 35, 44 million, I think we can do much better than Kulusevski. And no offense to him. And guys, maybe we're completely wrong about this. Maybe he turns out to be the best player, the best right winger the world has ever seen. Okay. Nobody here is saying that they know better than anybody else. We're just making assumptions based on the facts that we're given. And we're just trying to connect those invisible dots with ideas. Salamakers, 40 million can buy you. 40, yeah, I would spend 40 million on buying UC on. I would spend 40 million on the development of Milan Lab. Actually, I would spend it there. 40 million can buy UCL refs as well. Yeah, it's not going to be about 30 million for sure. I mean, even 25 million, guys, to me seems a lot, to be honest with you. Seems quite a lot. So would you pay 35 to 44 million for Kulusevski? 5% so far have said yes. 95% have said no. So I wonder who the 5% are. I want someone in the defense. I'm not really worried about the attackers for now. I want one big attacker in the summer. Give me Bremer. Bremer is actually being contested, I think, by Inter or something like that. Speaking of which, let's look at other Mercato reports. We've spoken about the important things. Okay, we've spoken about how Theo Hernandez is a hat trick operation. AC Milan have secured this player for the rest of the, pretty much have guaranteed him, have created a pathway that could potentially allow Theo Hernandez to be the rest of his career with AC Milan, a bandiera milanista. Milan have created the pathway. Guys, we have some breaking news coming in, and I hope it's true. The CT scan Kessie underwent has returned a negative result. Therefore, he suffers from no injury. Great. That's great news. He's much better now. We'll return by the end of the week, and we'll join Milan training on Monday. Guys, we're playing with Inter, against Inter, with Kessie, with Tonali, with Benacer, with Leao, with Rebic, with Diaz, with Messias, with Salamakers, with Giroud. I don't know. We don't know about Ibra, but what does that mean? Maybe we can finally see that Rebic, Leao, Diaz, Salamakers, Diaz, Messias tandem that a lot of people are saying was the best they've ever seen Milan play this season. And you know, some journalists have been crunching the numbers together, and the numbers never lie. When Rebic is playing in that striking position and Leao on the left wing, that's when Milan had the best numbers. So it is possible that Ibra right now being injured is going to allow for this solution to happen. By now, Rebic should be fit, ready to go. By now, by February 6th, Rebic should be ready to go, and there should be nothing from stopping him. Okay, nothing should be stopping him. So we have Kessie, we have Tonali, we have Benacer. I don't think we're going to have Tomori yet. I don't think Tomori is possible. I think we have to be a little bit more patient with Tomori. But we're going to have Romagnoli and Kalulu, who did not allow Juventus to take a shot on goal. Because for Juventus, there is a win when it comes to this Milan-Juventus game. There is a win. There is a win in there somewhere. We definitely won on points, right? But I think the greatest win that we can, put a little badge of honor on, is that this week, all the Juventus fans were so desperate and so angry that Juventus could not take one shot on goal. And that's thanks to that's thanks to Kalulu, it's thanks to Romagnoli, it's thanks to Diaz, it's thanks to Tonali, to Benacer, Krunic, and all these guys. So that was a big win to see the Juventus fans, see Milan make the Juventus fans cry. That was a good win for us. Why are Serie A clubs always reluctant to sell quality players to Milan? Yeah, I mean, why? Because when they come to us, we destroy everybody. This is another reason why I'm going to miss Kessie, man. That man is never injured, like never. He plays like 100 games a season. And Paul, that is Kessie's biggest asset. That is biggest assets. That not only he's a fantastic player and he's great personality and his consistency is incredible, but his biggest asset is the fact that he just never gets injured. He never gets injured, and that is something that makes him extraordinarily valuable. So, guys, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Barca is signing so many players, and even now, Kessie seems possible. Do they not fear FFP? I'm not positive what the rules of FFP are right now. There might be some regulations that have been lifted due to COVID. I don't know if they're still in place, but these are things to consider. And also, it really depends on. Guys. I mean, unless we really know what the details are, we can only speculate. But when it comes to how much money teams are making and what they can spend, they know what the consequences are. So if they think they can do it, they can do it. I mean, I think Barcelona generates something like 600 million a year or something like that. And of course they have debt, but they're not using all that money to pay the debt. The debt is you got to pay the debt, a certain portion of the debt in what you call it. All right, let's move on. Scamacca, no way, guys. Scamacca, no way he's coming at 40 million. That's never going to happen. No, well. Fucking Frank, why do you have to go, man? Yeah, I think that's about. I definitely agree. All right, guys, let's see if for any news, anything interesting. So we have an opinion piece here. Lesson emerged from Higuain, Piatek, Paquetá signings that Milan continue to follow. Okay, that could be interesting. Milan and Arsenal options for Swedish winger, but Juventus must change stance. Let's see if there's anything here that I missed earlier. Maybe something new here. There's no concrete agreement on the formula, and with another option leads to Arsenal. Let's see. There's no concrete agreement on the formula, and with just 4 days off the window left, there are a lot of things that would need to be resolved for Kulusevski. I think you would do better in Arsenal, actually. I think you do better in Arsenal. But I don't know, guys. I don't know. All right, guys. Let's see what else we got here. So this Berti situation here, this kid here, another potential youngster, Tonali, They say could be this great midfielder up and coming. Another young 17 years old. AC Milan have their scouts looking at talent both abroad and also domestically. And one player who has caught the eye is young Cesena midfielder Tommaso Berti. La Gazzetta dello Sport reports that Milan tried to sign the 17-year-old Berti in the summer and could try once again because they like what they see. Cesena boss William Vialli has fielded him in a number of positions, such as at the base of the midfield, as a mezzala, and as a playmaker. The report states that he has good technique, is good with both feet, and reads the game 3 seconds early, as per his agent Angelo Rea. He has been called the Italian Gavi and is regarded as a very complete midfielder considering he's only 17, which of course a very bold comparison, but there are similarities. Among professionals in Italy, Berti is a player who has the most senior minutes of anyone born in 2004, with 439 spread over 14 games, 5 as a starter. He is a player with football in his blood and is a pearl of rare quality. Damn, this is really good press for this kid, which has attracted the interest of the Rossoneri. Okay. All right. We've spoken about this player here in the past. I've seen some highlights of him. I mean, the highlights, you can't really tell. He's playing in the academies. I mean, we'll see. We shall see, guys. We shall see. Let's see if there's anything else. Then let's see if there's anything official. I think we've spoken most of all the more interesting things when it comes to Milan today. Let's see here. I want this kid, but keep him far from our Primavera. They'll ruin him. All right, opinion piece, guys. Let's see what this opinion piece is all about. A lot of scrutiny has been placed on the current AC Milan management for their strategy regarding signings, but the mistake of previous ownerships have in large part driven the current stance. Highlights: how the signing of Dusan Vlahovic by Juventus and Robin Gosens by Inter were two hard slaps in the face of the Milan fans, who are hungry to win trophies and feel that the leap in quality towards that is really close. There's also belief among some that in order to make the jump from being a contender to a winner, expensive purchases are needed. However, since the summer of 2019 to date, there has been greater prudence in investing certain amounts of signings. Before that, Leonardo's tenure as the Rossoneri sporting director saw him put forward considerable sums for Gonzalo Higuain, Piontek, and Lucas Paqueta. Leonardo, guys. Leonardo was another one that his operations, big money spender, right? Goes in there, spend all this money. Look at what it brought us. Brought us nothing. That shit brought us literally nothing, zero. There's no doubting that those three signings generated a lot of excitement at the time, and all three had an impact to a certain extent. But then things went sour for each of the trio, and their stay at the club didn't end up being a long one. That's not to say that Elliott management haven't sanctioned seizable deals too, though, such as Rafael Leao. But look at what Rafael is today. Theo Hernandez, look at what Theo Hernandez is today for 28, 22. Sandro Tonali, look at what Sandro Tonali is. And Fikayo Tomori, complete different quality of outcome. Less money, million times the outcome. These are all signings that are considered to be part of the core moving forward and have had longer success than Higuain, Piontek, and Paqueta already. To that list, we can also add the 14 million for Mike Maignan. We forget about Mike Maignan, but what a great signing Mike Maignan was. And the 6 million for Isma Benacer. But hold on, guys. Benacer. Can someone help me here? Was Benacer a Leonardo operation, or was Benacer a Maldini operation? If anybody knows that information, please let me know. They're all signings that are considered to be part of the core moving forward. Yeah, okay. Okay, all right. Let's move on to official news. It was a Maldini operation. Benacer was a Maldini operation. Wow. As you become more established again, you're going to have to understand clubs will hold you out for more. Benacer 2019. What's up? Kangoo is here. Okay, so if it's a Maldini operation, Benacer is another great piece of work from the club then, because Benacer is a freaking great player. And okay, so that makes sense why he's going to sign again, because okay, I see it. I'm starting to see it. I hope you guys are correct, though, guys. I hope you guys are correct. All right, let's go to some official news. Let's go to official news. Let's go to Gazzetta dello Sport, and let's see if there's anything official in the world of Serie A and in general right now. We're going to go to their official feed. They have a live feed that will blurt out official reports and official operations. So we're going to go to that. I think we've spoken everything we needed to talk about today when it comes to Milan. Did you see the Kulusevski rumor? Mohammed, yes, it is Maldini. Okay, great. Excellent. Imagine paying 80 million for Maguire. Mamma mia, can go. What a disaster. What a disaster. 80 million for a defender. It makes no sense at all. I mean, it makes sense if you have all the money in the world and whatever. That's fuck the world money. It's not fuck you money. That's fuck the world money. Just here. I don't care if he's going to be great. I'll pay it. That's a whole different universe. That's a whole different universe. All right, here we go, guys. Let's see what official pieces of news are coming out. Sampdoria, nothing interesting. Cabral, guys. Fiorentina have Cabral, so they use that money to get Cabral. Favre, guys, might be going to Lyon. According to RMC Sport, the Frenchman is very close to Lyon. So Favre, who was the player in Brest, was very close to AC Milan. Now, right now, just a few hours ago, they're saying that Lyon is aggressive on the player. Okay, Roma. They're trying to figure out what's happening with Daiwara. He could be going to Sampdoria, Venezia, or even Galatasaray. Cagliari is talking about Nandes. So there's Juventus is on Nandes. There are a few teams that are on Nandes. But he's saying that there's no official news regarding Nandes. Monkey, Diego Carlos. No, sorry, Manchester United. Diallo to Rangers. So the ex-Atalanta that was playing for Manchester United has gone to Rangers, it seems like. Okay. The issue with Van de Beek, Kangoo, is this, that Manchester United do not want to loan him with an obligation to buy. They only want to loan him because they want to possibly keep him. So that's what I read about Van de Beek. And it makes sense because he's a player that Ragnick is still working on, and maybe Ragnick is only the interim coach. So whoever comes in maybe might use him. So they only want to loan him out. Why the fuck would Milan do that? I mean, Milan is in a position where they don't need to do that. They were earlier with Dalot, but right now they're not in a position to do that. English player tax money, 50 million players, 65 million tax from Maguire. Okay, Lazio, Mariqui is about to leave. Milan, official Lazetic. Guys, we saw his highlights the other day. Guys, Lazetic is a good player. Lazetic is a really good player. We know that Martial went to Sevilla, I believe. Okay. Chelsea want Emerson back. The Italian Brazilian Emerson. Lyon is saying no, thank you. Ghana fires the coach. Rajevec. Milovan, Serbian coach, he is fired. Olsen is about to go to Bruges. Boateng, 10 milioni di tweet. Boateng, Jerome Boateng. What? This is stupid. I'm not even going to read that. Bayern Nubel going towards Tottenham. Bazelli, guys. Cagliari got Bazelli. Milan is being offered Duyan with a much better option than Favre, who would be a perfect option for AC Milan. Zion Train, would you pay 35 to 44 million for Kulusevski? Let's be honest. Is he lowering his salary for Palace? So, guys, Cagliari, Torino sold Bazelli to Cagliari. Bazelli was supposed to be a promising young Italian midfielder, but he never made that step. Everton, maybe Lampard going to Everton. Everton and Newcastle are trying to land Thomas Mueller, guys. Taller Mueller. I don't believe Lazetic is a better option than Lorenzo Luca. Well, I'll tell you this, Zion Train. Lazetic is 17. Lorenzo Luca is 21. No, sorry, Lazetic is 18. Just turned 18, while Luca is 2021. So there's 2 years difference, which is a lot. And I got to say that Lazetic looks really good. One thing that Luca just seems to be much better at than Lazetic is his shooting and his goal scoring. Luca's goal scoring is definitely better than Lazetic. But as a player in general, Lazetic is more of a football player. And Lazetic, as an 18-year-old with that kind of body, he can only develop into a freaking superhuman by the time he's 21, 22, 23. But Luca is similar. I think they're very similar players. Lazetic, better footballer than Luca. Luca, probably better scorer. So it's, I don't know. I'm all about goals, so then I will agree. I guess Lorenzo Luca is better. Balotelli is out for 3 weeks. Balotelli, guys, out for 3 weeks. But Lazetic, guys, 18 years old. You know, this is. I think this is going to be an excellent operation. Time will tell. Pulisic, guys. Look at this. Is there a way to translate this shit in English for everybody? Hold on. Pulisic says, I don't find myself well at Chelsea. Wow. The American forward has said on TV, USA, NBC that he doesn't, I'm not used in my proper role. It's not the team I would like to play. Holy shit. Guys, no way. This is crazy. Wow. Chelsea falling apart. Pellegrini al Toro. Pellegrini is official, guys. Pellegrini, a player that was a mirage at AC Milan, and now he has his spot at Torino. Let's see how he does. Belotti incoming. Roma is going in for Xhaka, or the Arsenal midfielder. So they're going in for him, but they need to sell. Roy, you're still showing us the Milan website. Well, it's in Italian, guys, so that's not why I'm not sharing. I mean, I can share if you want, but it's in Italian. Okay. So Roma going in for Xhaka, and that's it. That's all the live feed that the Gazzetta dello Sport has today. The biggest one is this one right here, guys. I would say. The biggest one is this one right here. Well, Everton and Newcastle. Newcastle, guys, is showing to be very difficult, right? Because they're trying to go for all these big players. And nobody wants to go there. So that's funny. So, guys, this one here is interesting because it revolves us. Favre Lyon is going in for Favre, so watch out for that. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think Favre is going to happen anymore. Diallo is going to Glasgow. Milan signed Lazetic. It's official. Chelsea, they want Emerson back. Lyon is saying no. But the one that I like, this one here is just stupid. I'm not even going to fucking read it. Cagliari è arrivato Baselli. So Baselli is with Cagliari. But where is... here it is. Pulisic. Al Chelsea non mi trovo. I don't feel good at Chelsea. I am used in the wrong position, and it's not the team I would like to play. This is what this translates into. Oh, fuck off. Non è la squadra dove vorrei giocare. That means it's not the team I would like to play in. Bro, Roma are fire. Roma are doing well. Roma are doing well for themselves. They are definitely doing well. They are it's a slow they're building too from scratch. And one thing that I applaud the Roma fans are very aware of where Roma is as a club, and they have a lot of trust in Mourinho, and they're with Mourinho. But I think this goes to say that communication is very important, right? Because Mourinho has this amazing ability to communicate. That he's a savant. He's a genius when it comes to communication, and he can really transmit his ideas not only to the team but the whole populace. So one thing that I really admire about Roma right now, a team that I've always disrespected, a team that I think has been an abomination when it comes to representing Italy, but the fans understand where Roma is. Maybe we could take a little bit of a lesson from that, and kind of also sometimes explain to the fans, yo, you guys got to chill out. All right, guys, I think this is all for today, guys. We covered everything. Let's see if there's any new things that have emerged right now in the Milan stratosphere. But I think we've covered everything today, at least all the more important things. Nothing about Kessie and Barcelona. Nothing there. Nothing has come out. Kulusevski is the cure for 2 Milan problem positions. All right, I'm going to do it. I'm going to read this one. Roy, you didn't cover Krunic memes. What Krunic memes? The latest reports are going that Juve proposed Kulusevski to Milan, although much will depend on whether the Rossoneri are prepared to accept a loan with obligation to buy. No way. It's not going to happen, guys. Kulusevski is not happening. It's just not happening. After all, the Bianconeri invested $35 million to sign from him. It's never going to happen. It would be a terrible operation. Okay. Milan's after Schalke. Yeah. We spoke about that. I think, guys, we covered everything today. And I think that we spoke about a lot. Listen, guys, if there's one thing that I want to take out from today's stream is this. P.Maldini, his contract is about to expire in June. Let's say, well, I guess we'll see what happens at the end of the summer. But, right now there are people that are pushing for Maldini to get out of the club. There's a group of fans right now that they don't want to see Maldini anywhere near the offices of Casa Milan. So we got to make sure that when the time to renew comes, our voices are heard, and we demand for Maldini to renew again, because he is the keystone. Aside from that, guys, I wish everybody a great day. I wish everybody a fantastic day. I think we've covered everything. If there's anything else, guys, remind me. But I think I've covered everything for today. All the more exciting and more important news is I think we're done. I think we're finished. I think we are finished. Yes, we're done. Maldini out, guys. And here he is, Lord Krunic, the first one to say Maldini out. All right, guys. Would you pay 35 to 44 million for Kulusevski? The poll, we're going to end it right now. The poll says 14% yes, and 86% said no. Okay. So I think in the end of the day, when you crunch up the numbers and when you look at all the things that all the cards on the table, I think the Kulusevski deal is a no good deal, only if he is loaned without the obligation to buy. If Milan is not obligated to cash out money by the end of this operation, then it makes sense. But if Milan is obligated to buy him, absolutely not. 100% no. And guys, listen, Milan Inter coming up soon, guys. Rather Inter Milan. So we're going to start talking about the game too. All our AFCON players are back. Kessie, great news today. Kessie is not injured, so we're going to have Kessie for the Inter game. So that's going to be quite interesting. Soon we're going to be shifting towards that subject of the upcoming derby and what it means in the league, what it means for AC Milan, what it means for Visalia, etc., etc. Guys, everybody, please like the video if you haven't already. Please do that. That would be much appreciated. And I wish everybody a great day wherever you are. Forza Milan as always. Forza Milan as always. Let's see if anything new has come out. Yes, great headline right here. Injury ruled out for Kessie. As condition improves, he will play in the derby versus Inter. React to the FIFA team of the year. React to the FIFA team of the year. Okay. I have a few more minutes. I can do that. FIFA team of the year 2022. Is this like the video game? Are you talking about the video game? Are you talking about the video game? Is that what you're talking about? The video game? All right. So I'm assuming this is what you're talking about. Yeah, let me share this. Ole, oh, ole, oh. The video game. Guys, who can go? Nobody cares about video games, though, man. Like video games. But I'll do it. I'll do it. All right. The final X. Holy shit, what a team. Damn, what a team. Okay, I totally agree with Donnarumma being there. 100%. Are you seeing it, guys, or not? Hold on. Let me get this. Sorry, guys. Let me share it. Let me share it with everyone. Damn, what a squad. Yo, freaking go. What the fuck? This thing. All right, here we go. Mbappe, yes, 100%. Lewandowski, 100%. Messi, 100%. De Bruyne, 100%. Jorginho, yes. Kante, yes. Joao Cancelo, maybe. Ruben Diaz, no. Marquinhos, no. Hakimi, yes. Donnarumma, yes. Jacques Cancelo, it's either him or Theo Hernandez. I would argue Theo Hernandez. I would argue Theo Hernandez, but that's a Ruben Diaz, absolutely not. 100% Chiellini. Not even close. Not even close. Not even close. Marquinhos, I would probably put Bonucci there. Chiellini and Bonucci. I don't think anybody has two better defenders than Chiellini and Bonucci. No, there's no two better defenders in the world than those two together. And last year, the Euro Cup, and them winning the fucking Serie A 9 years in a row. No, thank you. So everybody else, I would say yes. In the midfield, Kante, yes, because at Chelsea he was crazy good. Jorginho last year had an amazing year with Italy and Chelsea. De Bruyne, not a great year with Belgium, even though Belgium is first, but De Bruyne is he's the best attacking midfielder there is. Messi, Lewandowski, Mbappe. Barella, most underrated midfielder in the world. I would put Kante over Barella, to be honest with you, if I were to put last year's. Now, let's see what Barella does this year. Barella is a moron. I'm sorry, Joe. I love Barella, but Barella is a freaking moron. Okay? He's a low IQ, impulsive idiot. That's what he is. Because Barella, who all his fucking life has trained and worked to be a professional footballer, the greatest moment in his career in club football is to play at his stage in his development, is to play in and out qualification round against Liverpool, and he's not there because the motherfucker got himself a stupid red card in the last game. Barella is a hot-headed idiot, and that is going to destroy his career. So he has to not get into that whole Cassano Balotelli thing, and he needs to fucking chill out and control himself, because you can still be a hothead and you can still be this super aggressive player like Gattuso is, but you fucking are going to miss the greatest, one of the best, the highest competitive club game that you have played so far in your career because of a stupid red card. Stupid red card. What's up, Anwar? How you doing, my friend? And what happens, Roy? Still very young. I mean, very young players that don't do that though. He's hot-headed. He is hot-headed, and he needs to work on that. Barella only earns 4.45 million. That's a lot. Where's Samu Casti? Where's Krunic? Where in Italy is Barella from? I don't know, guys. I think he is from Sardinia. I think he's from Sardinia. I'm not sure. Anyway, guys, so João Cancelo, is it João Cancelo or is it Theo Hernandez there? I mean, you can say João Cancelo won the Premier League. He got into the final of the Champions League. But Theo Hernandez, I think that's the one that I need to ask myself the most. Cancelo or Theo? Cancelo or Theo? And if not Cancelo, the other guy can only be Gosens. Or Spinazzola, but Spinazzola with his injury, you can't put it there. So basically, it's Spinazzola, Cancelo, Theo Hernandez, and Gosens. It's them four. It's them four that are battling for the number one spot. Spinazzola out right now. Gosens with Atalanta, Germany, Cancelo. The numbers, the results justify Cancelo. The results justify Cancelo. Ruben Diaz, Marquinhos, absolutely not, guys. I told you. It's 100% Bonucci, Chiellini. Like, there's no competition when it comes to central defenders. Absolutely no competition whatsoever. Jacques Cancelo would always win because of votes. Yeah, I think so. I think so. I think Jacques Cancelo probably gets it. Yeah. Hakimi, yes, on the right. Hakimi, even though Lord Krunic would rather get Calabria over Hakimi, but Hakimi on the right makes sense. Donnarumma, of course. I mean, there's no question. Donnarumma fucking won Player of the Tournament in the Euros. Theo will get his recognition in World Cup. He is already loved in France squad. Yeah, I mean the thing about Theo Hernandez is that Theo Hernandez in that Nations Cup, his fucking impact was huge. Now the thing is, like we say, the Nation Cup means nothing, right? Milan fans started kind of this thing with the whole Donnarumma thing. That period, the Nation Cups means nothing, but the Nation Cup, you're still playing for your national team. You're in a big tournament against big teams, and uh, Theo Hernandez had all the winning plays, goals and assists. That's what kind of balances the needle a little bit. I think that the Nations Cup and the fact that he has helped Milan get second place. But Cancelo is a performer in a squad that is fighting for the Champions League, so different story. I think Hakimi has been the best right back for the last 2 years, and we can check numbers and titles. Theo needs to get there too. Yeah, I think Hakimi definitely right now. Whatever. I mean, you have the Liverpool guy, Alexander Arnold. He's also very good. So you have him. Who else do you have? I think that's it. Really, it's between them two. I saw a stat that Alexander Arnold has the best key plays so far amongst all of Europe. But I think Hakimi, his impact on the game is much more noticeable than Alexander Arnold's. I think. I don't know. I mean, these are players that I don't see in and out. I don't see in and out. But I know Hakimi. I've seen Marquinhos play a million times. I've seen Ruben Diaz play. I mean, whatever. In Man City, they don't play with central defenders. They just have players that hold the ball. Could have been Shaw, but he has been dropped. Barnes Davis is also left. Yeah, another left back there, but he's kind of dropped out a little bit. I mean, fuck what he did a few years ago in the Champions League. Oh my god, that's some crazy stuff. Okay, Mbappe, yeah, 100%, guys. Mbappe, if you ask me which is the one player you would bring at AC Milan right now out of all of these, I would say Mbappe. If I had only one choice to bring one player just to piss people off, I would say Donnarumma. But what I would actually want is Mbappe. Mbappe would be the best player that we could get out of these ones. Age and quality, ceiling. The guy already won a World Cup, for heaven's sake, and he's a phenomenal player. I would add Carvajal, even though he just got back from injuries, and Reece James is very good too. Salah, Mbappe, or Messi? Mbappe, guys. Every day. Every day. Noroi, Alicia, Alicia Lemon. He's our wall now. As I said, I would only say Donnarumma to piss people off, and it would piss a lot of people off. Mike Maignan is definitely what a great signing. What a great signing Mike Maignan was. But yeah, guys. I mean, okay, guys. Which out of all these players, if you only were to choose one only, which one would you bring to AC Milan? For me, it would be Mbappe. Who would it be for you guys? I mean, Messi, no. Messi, no, it's too late with Messi. You have to build the team around him. By the time you're done building the team around him, he's already last year of his career. I would bring Lewandowski just for a few seasons for all his goals. I mean, yeah, you could say Lewandowski is a good option. Messi, you'd only bring him to De Bruyne, two De Bruynes. Messi, you'd bring only if you want a lot of revenue in shirts, merchandise. You can make a lot of money, but you also have to spend a lot of money to have him. Mbappe or Diaz, really? Diaz? Mbappe, of course, but I get any of the other two. Yeah, Mbappe. It has to be Mbappe, guys, or De Bruyne. I would say Mbappe and De Bruyne are your two best choices here. Two best choices. Salah was amazing in Serie A, and he was sold for fairly cheap too. I think he was sold for 40 million or something like that. No one player can say Milan. Botman strong defense wins titles. Zion Train, that is a very wise saying in the world of sports. Strong defense wins titles. And that is the truth. That is the truth. All right, guys, listen, we're going to close. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. It was a great stream. Much appreciate the company. Forza Milan to everybody. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and do all that good stuff. Guys, stick with us tomorrow because we're going to get closer to the end of the transfer market. There's going to be more names. There's going to be more crazy things, more crazy transfers. The Serie A is starting to revolutionize with all these different kind of transfers. Inter becoming a team that is getting stronger and stronger. Juventus, now Vlahovic. Milan, this team that only seems from the outside, a team that only operates in the optics of youngsters, which is pissing the fans off. Make sure you watch Morocco versus Egypt this Sunday. Is that a semifinal? Is that a semifinal? Morocco versus Egypt. What are the two semifinals? If anybody could, it's a quarterfinal. Okay, never mind. All right. Well, good luck with that, and yes, guys, we will see you tomorrow, same time. I think Light is going to be available, and then of course, guys, watch out for our open live discussions, our post match, our watch alongs, and probably more short videos. But guys, Forza Milan, like always. Till the next one, ciao, arrivederci, Forza Milan.